everybody, and welcome in. I'm glad you could join me. I am here. I am Decaf Jedi, and I am about to play a little bit of Norco. This is a point-and-click adventure game that came out in 2022. I know next to nothing about this game. I'm going into this one really cold. Other than knowing that it's set in New Orleans, I really don't know anything about this game. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. I've only heard good things about it, and I'm so glad you could join me. Now, I bet you're thinking, Norco, isn't that the adorable spell-casting imp from He-Man? And no, that's Orko. This is going to be a very different experience, I hope, than Orko from He-Man, the Masters of the Universe. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm going in cold. This could be a game somehow about Orko, or maybe like negative Orko, and that's what the N is for. We'll see. All this and more will be revealed over the course of the next several minutes. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome in, though. I'm glad you could be here for the stream. Glad you're watching later on YouTube. Good to see you, Jersey Joe's, Sanfrecchi, Dr. Mario. Thank you so much for the resub. Welcome in. Hey, Unstable. The other obvious mystery is Norco. Yeah, I mean, it could be anything. Nobody knows what this game's about, so I think we should just start playing it. First of all, unmute it. There we go. Get some nice ambient sounds going. And let me know. I tried to play around with my volume a little bit before I got started, but if the levels are way off, just give me a shout. Shield hid the stars behind halogen and flame projected onto the sky every night. There was no such thing as silence. The noise never went away. The refinery exhaled an endless sigh. Ooh, we have choices. I still can't sleep without that sound. Oh man, this is gorgeous. You often dreamed that the towers were cathedrals, that the swamps listened when you spoke. That the birds became radiant spheres while circling Norco's sky. You spent your adolescence sleepwalking between little devastating rituals. Though Blake pleaded, you decided to leave. Man, this looks great. What good pixel art. You caught out on a grainer to Chicago and onward to the West Coast, thinking you'd never return. You wandered through the overlit suburbs of the vast American limbo. Thumbing down 99, you saw an old man crouched in a roadside ditch. He was mouthing your name. He had a familiar gaze. He was gone when you wiped the sleep from your eyes. That typical stuff. You spoke to Blake, learning of your mother's declining health, her insomnia, her erratic behavior. Oh no, they've got a case of the Mondays. You ignored the urgency in your brother's voice. You headed east. You threw your phone into the Rio Grande and joined the armies of the Mesa. For months, you were in the company of fugitives, sleeping in nuclear tunnels, repairing engines and weaponry. The war was a meme that set Albuquerque on fire. You escaped while the foot soldiers of Pop-Up Junta bloodied the land. While hiding in the Freightliner, I forget. You called home from a landline in a motel somewhere beyond Texas. You knew from Blake's hello that your mother was already dead. You hung up, shouldered your bag, returned to the highway. 5 years had passed. You made your way back home. Act 1, Albuquerque. Hope there are lots of characters talking about making a left turn at Albuquerque. Okay, you're in your childhood bedroom. Monkey watches you from the corner. Oh no, Monkey. You, mind map. You. We're traveling through the Midwest. Suburbs, fences, traffic, flat country, all passing for miles. Then what? And then what? You're in the back of a van from Chicago to Des Moines. You stole a heater from Walmart and brought it to the poorly attended house show. Oh man, we've got a Walmart heater. Des Moines to Kansas City to Denver. Across the Rockies. Your friends went south and were glad to be alone. I have no idea what's happening. You spent long nights on those highways in a shitty sleeping bag. Then down the Pacific coast. You're in California when the summer arrived. Ah, the familiar smile on the face of the old man in the Central Valley ditch. So now we've opened up a new part of our mind map. You know I like a game with a mind map. We're getting Alan Wakey over here. You are home again. Because your brother needs you. Because your mom died. That's right. Okay. You finished thought. All right. No idea what's happening. But now we have more of a mind map. Your brother is oblivious. Your grandma once said she didn't expect much from Blake. He was short-tempered, oblivious, and couldn't focus. He was staring at a tablet after she left the room. You asked him how he felt. I feel fine, he said. Why? That's what Gran said. You look confused. What did she say? Oh, Blake. Your brother is a lot. Younger, reckless, gets in trouble, spends sleepless nights scrolling. Edgelord. Oh, man, we've got an edgelord brother. Can't take criticism, always needs money, tries to help those he loves, but often makes things worse. What else? Insecure, dysmorphic, constantly checking his reflection, always seeking validation. Was terrified of you leaving, and now he's terrified of you dying. When I think of him, I just feel guilt. He needs to get over it. Now, your brother. Okay, so we've mind mapped our ding dang brother. Your mom died. Cancer metastasized. It was in her liver, then her lungs, then it was in her brain. She was on chemo, never finished her third course. At the hospice on Jefferson Highway, Blake said the traffic shook the building. He left before she drew her last breath. Alone with the morphine drip and the rattling glass, that's how Catherine died. Your mom. Your mom. I thought I was going to do like a your mom joke there, but it didn't ever lead to one. And then Ditchman. 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 The smile of the man who crouched in the ditch of the highway revisits your mind. His head was smudged with Wednesday ashes and mascara ran from his eyes. Hey, Agent Cooper. Ditchman. Okay, now we know everything. Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm coming to this one, as I was saying earlier, kind of not knowing anything, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we got. Monkey, your best friend, a childhood gift. You spoke with him often when things got difficult. Hey, thank you, Expert Casual. I appreciate the support. 9 months. That is amazing. Thank you. 5 years collecting dust. 5 years. His eyes fill with anger as he challenges you to return his gaze. Staring contest part 1, glyphs. Oh, man. Really? We have a mini game for staring at our monkey? Slash up 3 box. Slash up 3 box. Oh, wait, there was an order. I didn't understand what the game was going to be. I didn't realize I was looking at them in order. Okay. 4, 2, 3, 1. 4, 2, 3, 1. You successfully meet the monkey's gaze with his cool assurance. However, his expression is unchanged. You stare more intensely. Whew, rings. Circles will appear over the monkey's eyes. Hey, Tom, thank you so much for the resub. 57 months. Amazing. Thank you. Okay. Circles will appear over the monkey's eyes. An outer ring will shrink to the perimeter of the circle. Click the circle when the outer ring locks into place. I guess. I mean, sure. Anger melts from monkey's face. Fake monkey. You drape monkey over your shoulder. All right, we now have a monkey on our shoulder. That's better than on your back. Laptop. Your parrain gifted you. Idles on a, I don't know what that word is. On a shoddy particle board desk. Wake, laptop. Signal in the house is dead. No internet. This is post-apocalyptic, I guess. It's like Blake was using the computer. He left a browser tab open. Oh, no. Perfect. Okay. What else is there to see? A sticker from grade school, half peeled from the window. Cool January air spills through the open window. Meter traffic glints along Apple Street as a pair of wrens weave out of the overgrown lot next door. Monkey stares at you, you stare at monkey. You become invisible to him. Little circles of light pool in the doll's tired eyes as they watch the infinite space beyond your being. The air that hangs between your eyes and his is a vacuum of utter stillness. You look away. Boy, I don't know what this game is. Among the books on the shelf is a slim volume called Crisis LARPing. Yes, please tell me more. The proto-disaster tourism began almost as soon as the floodwaters left. Oh no, punks from across the country wandered into the Ninth Ward. Gentilly, St. Bernard, and finally the East. They curate a theatrical self-portrait of their lives in the ruins. The aesthetics of disaster were central to that emerging milieu, began to percolate into popular culture. Collapse became the zeitgeist. Wise investors recuperated the experience of disaster. New Orleans became a plastic dystopia, a marketplace for crisis. Hey, Drew. Good to see you. I'm doing well. Hope you are too. Okay, so post-disaster New Orleans as a tourist destination for disaster aesthetics. Oh my goodness, Dr. Mario, 150 streams in a row. That's got to go back a year at least, right? That's amazing. Thank you for always being here. You assume Million has been keeping the plants alive. A show flyer from a few weeks before you left town. A fight broke out during the opening set. I got whipped in the face by a back chain. Still have a scar above your left eye. After the show, you and Blake walked the river back to Norco. You watched the sunrise over the grain elevators. Well, is that everything in this room? Oh wow, I'm in the living room now. So there's a little nav system down here. Let me maybe raise my camera up a little bit so you can see that better. There we go. So yeah, we have a little nav system that can take us to bedroom, kitchen, or front yard. Memories of sleepless nights. Your mom sitting here staring through the window. There's a tension in her demeanor, as if you were interrupting some urgent and obligatory task. You continue to the kitchen with no words exchanged. I know now I'm covering dialogue boxes. There's no winning. Those nights were rare. Some you don't remember. So you go there to gawk at the chaos. Yeah, that's how I'm reading it, Pickled Dog. A letter from Shield Oil sits atop a stack of mail. Dear neighbor, please be advised. There will be elevated flaring at the side of our number 5 stack near Good Hope on the evening of Thursday, March 19th. This will pose no health risk to residents. You know, occasionally I'll get an email from my university where I work, and it will be subject line concerning the strange smell on campus. And it will be, we are aware of the strange smell on campus, but be assured that this smell is in no way dangerous to you and should dissipate in the coming days. And I always think it's like anything like that that could be like stinky enough to be noticeable over the, like several city blocks. It's like, that's gotta be a little caustic, right? Like, it's probably not good to be inhaling it. Like, the main thing that's good to be inhaling, I feel like, is oxygen. And oxygen usually doesn't have like a noticeable stench to it. But I guess, if someone in our physical plant says it's safe, it's probably fine. I like the presentation of this too, Dr. Murray. I think that the text popping up is a neat effect. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact the Shield Norco Office of Community Engagement. Photo album, a family photo album. Look. Yellowing pages of disposable photographs. Your grandfather, a peculiar look on his face, impossible to read. Your mom staring at Blake through the obscure lighting. He's dressed as a vampire, tugging at someone's waist. Pleated khaki shorts. A photo labeled Duck. Oh man. Scene of a barbecue on the lakefront. The man at the center points playfully at the camera. His face is obscured. Turn the page and there's Blue, your father, though you've never thought of him that way. An easy smile on his face, a canister of dip shoved in his front pocket. You set the book aside. Oh man, our mind map just got mappier. So now we have Blue. You don't remember Blue, only the things he left behind. Photographs, cologne, tools, the name that your mother kept. Even the pictures that have survived are too faded to make out. I don't want to make out with the picture anyway. Your grandfather, Peter Pops Pierre Macron. He passed away when you were a teenager. He seemed to court controversy, though as a child you never understood why. An old friend of your mom's. The memory of him is scattered and vague. All right, our mind map is filling in. Your mom's unfolded laundry. The pixel art in this game looks fantastic. An old defective flat screen that your mom never bothered to bring to the curb. Turn on the television. A chaotic distortion of your mother's memories flash before you. Tune in. Not sure what I'm seeing here. Well, there you have it. I wonder if our main character is going to meet Gabriel Knight at some point. A photo of your mom holding Blake as a baby on the beach in Pensacola, Florida. It's winter. You stand beside them, bundled up and laughing as a gust of wind rakes the beach. The sky is bone white. You peruse the titles on the bookshelf. The western margin of the lake. Many tragedies have come to pass along the western margin of Lake Pontchartrain. The unnamed hurricane of YW9D left the settlements of Frenier and La Branche in a state of unrecognizable destruction. Those who survived did so by clinging for their lives to the branches, limbs, I should say, of cypress trees. The fables and secrets of those communities lie with the bones now scattered in the sediment of the lake. Let's ask about fence line diaspora. In the end, we decided to leave dimes. I'm guessing that's not how you say that. It wasn't the cat cracker or the smells or the fear of our children's health that drove us away, though they played a part. Truth be told, it was the media attention, the spokespeople and activists and academics and all of this. I was done with it. I was done being a poster child, done being thought of as a victim. I wanted my experience to be my own, not something to gawk at or dissect in a laboratory. Okay, now I've decided it's probably better off to cover the, if I'm going to cover something, I'm probably better off covering the little mini map than I am covering so much of the dialogue. We'll just keep moving me around. It's going to be fine, gang. Don't worry. Yeah, I like this first-person vibe. You know, there aren't a lot of this sort of first-person style adventures in pixel art. You know, if anything, it reminds me a little bit of Manhunter from Sierra, which also kind of did something similar. What's this? A big old map. Got it. Let's see here. Front yard. Let's go to the kitchen. Ooh, pills. Mom's painkillers are spilled across the counter. That seems like an important inventory item to have. Couldn't hurt. Could come in handy. Oh no. I don't know if I want to be out here yet. I want to finish in the kitchen. Although it looks like there may be a cool robot out there, so it's hard to say. You've discovered so many dead cockroaches in this microwave over the years. Ooh. What year is this game? It is 2022. Very recent. Several months, a dead baby roach was stuck between the clock's display and the protective screen, blocking the hour. Shook it aggressively enough that the roach fell into the guts of the machine. I don't want to hear any more of that story. You're always frightened by the laundry room. Sensible. Attic. Backyard. Let's go up to the attic. Who doesn't like an attic? Used to be much more clutter up here. You imagine your mom gave it away as the end approached. Is really that one hot spot all I've got in the attic? Do the old hotspot spin. Doop, doop, doop. Okay. Let's go out and see who that was hanging out in the back. Million. Truck was your grandfather's. You remember riding in his lap when he let you steer. The dead wasp that collected behind the seats. Smell of grease, whiskey, and nicotine. You and Blake would drive the truck into New Orleans on the weekends. No AC, windows down, the rattling chassis was deafening going 75 on Interstate 10. Million has been slowly repairing the vehicle since your mom's death. Who's Million? Million sits in her characteristic slouch, lost in thought. Her carapace has taken on the rusted and weather-worn quality of the rest of the machinery in the backyard. You recall the night that your mom showed up with her. You and Blake stayed up past dawn, poring over pirated API docs. Her ragdoll mask was slumped on the floor as you wrote the routing procedure. You wonder if such memories hide behind her constellation of eyes. The robot regards you casually. This is cool. What's up, Million? Kay, you're awake. Couldn't sleep. After you say the sound of the refinery helped pacify you. Perhaps that's no longer true. In any case, I'm certain I was no help. I was turning over the engine on that bike to test the coils. It's quite noisy, but they're in good shape now. All I need is a fuse and we can finish it. Oh. Where can we get a fuse? The gas station just up the road has them. You may have to persuade Troy to let you in. Were you expecting a call? Many people have been calling since Catherine died. Your brother is usually the one to answer the phone. I don't know where he went off to. I wonder where he could be. Likely the bar or bookstore if I had to guess. Why would so many people be calling? Your mother left behind a lot of loose ends. Gather she was conducting research for a client in Fat City. Interesting. A sense that many people would like to acquire that data. I'm unaware of where she's hidden it. Perhaps Blake knows the whereabouts. Who's the client? Haven't a clue. Those aren't things she discussed with me. As the cancer spread, she became more guarded with her research. Your mother had a lot to teach, but she wasn't always the easiest person to get along with. Wow, Million. Who exactly would want to see the data? Researching this town, she knew histories that others have forgotten. History has a lot of value in this place. That's all, folks. Ooh, a pry bar. Why in the world would you not take a crowbar? That's the most useful thing you can carry in an adventure game. Crab net. Disintegrating crab net. Lou taught your mom how to make these, and your mom taught you. In the summers, you'd back to the suction before sunrise, tie chicken necks to a net, submerge it, and nurse your coffee while waiting for a bite. Ooh, truck container. Kept all of her gear in a plastic container strapped to the back of the truck. Boots, waders, flashlights, tackle, first aid kit, etc. towers of the refinery wink in a subtle and familiar rhythm. Wait, my front yard now? Okay, I found front yard. When I find myself in times of trouble. Virgin Mary sits in the shadows along the crawl space of the house. Her mom fed the neighborhood strays. They must be hungry since she passed. Let's see. So we have backyard, street, inside, statue. Do we go everywhere inside? I think we probably did. Kitchen. Oops, didn't mean to go to the attic. Go back to the living room. Go back outside, front yard. Maybe we'll go to, we have backyard, street, inside. What's statue? Oh, we're getting a close-up at the statue of the Virgin Mary. You observe the weathered concrete and flaking paint of the statue. Inspect further or kneel and pray. Inspect further. The face is especially deteriorated. I know that feeling. Framed by a system of cracks. You run your hands along the deteriorating contours of the statue. It snaps off as if by design. What's in there? Is that VCR? An odd assemblage of electronics carelessly soldered together. At the center of the electronic configuration, what appears to be a card reader. Interesting. I don't know what it means, but now we know. Okay, we have new things on our mind map. Million was a fugitive. Once a fugitive, now just a relic. I like this idea that your mind map is a way for you to sort of craft your story rather than necessarily fit things together to solve clues so far. If you could hide something behind a statue's face for your family to find, what would it be? This is a great question. You know, I have some degree of experience with this in that when I was a child at one point, we repaneled our basement, put up new wood paneling, as was the style in the early 80s. And part of that meant that there was a little space under the staircase that went down to our basement that was going to be paneled in. So while the old paneling was down, we kind of had this secret cubby hole that was back there under the stairs. So my dad thought it would be fun to put together a little time capsule and panel it in behind the wall. That way, someday when somebody bought the house and maybe tore down the paneling and decided to put up drywall or whatever, they would find this time capsule hidden behind the wall. And what I put in there as my contribution to it was a Darth Vader Star Wars action figure with the little vinyl cape and lightsaber that extended from his hand and everything like that. So at my old house that I grew up in, behind the wall there is my Darth Vader action figure from childhood. So that's my answer. That's why I'd also put behind a statue face. Yes, an encrypted flash drive containing my entire digital existence is also a good idea. I like that thought. Unstable. Spent hours in stasis beneath the house like any discarded thing would. Million. Okay, now we know million. Learn more about Catherine. Your mom was conducting research. For whom? For a client in Fat City. Your mom is so focused on her research. Conducting research for a client in Fat City. That's all you know. Look, that's just all you know. You don't know any more than that. That's all you know. Shield is an oil refinery. Holds the largest share of leases in the Gulf of Mexico and refines crude oil right here in Norco. chemical annex. The chemical annex sits on the other side of town from the refinery. It produces the feedstock for plastic consumer products. Shield owns half the town. Shield is finished. Okay, well, we're learning more and more by the moment. 3 times this house has been flooded. The first flood is barely a memory. Placing your feet on drenched carpet. Your mom and grandfather ripping out sheetrock. Sitting in a small RV in the backyard, setting dolls on cluttered table. Second flood, you were 14. Pumping station failed during a heavy rain. You were in a class watching the clouds move upriver. You got a text message from your mom. Stay in Destron. I'll come get you. For 2 weeks, you shared a hotel room with your mom and Blake. She spent all her days gutting the house. In the evenings, you would sometimes help. The third flood, another pump failure. Hired contractors with the insurance money. Said she was getting too old for it. You were bitter. You blamed her for not selling the house sooner. You stayed with friends in New Orleans. I'm very excited. Speaking of damaged houses, we had a horrible hailstorm that I mentioned recently here a few weeks ago that did all kinds of damage. Like everywhere you go in town, everyone's cars are just dented horribly. There's damage to all the houses and everything. And boy, my insurance, the estimate for how much it's going to cost to repair a house is staggering for a hailstorm. But I guess that's why you have insurance. But wow, unbelievable. More than I thought possible. Luckily, we have no leaks or anything, no flooding, just a whole bunch of broken stuff. Fourth flood will follow a slow hurricane that will be a calamity. It will leave the entire region submerged as critical levees breach. There'll be a massive blackout that lasts weeks. Much of the sewage infrastructure will be damaged beyond repair. The embattled federal government will do nothing to assist. It will bankrupt the region. Small militant enclaves will form along the high ground of the Mississippi River. They'll take to piracy and hijack commercial shipping vessels. Private mercenary forces will retaliate in kind. Slowly, industry will flee this hot zone. The old river control structure will collapse from neglect and sabotage. The Mississippi River will again change its course. Norco, an old abandoned refinery town on the ghost of a river. Your house will be squatted and then raised. Wow. Spoiler alert. This is such a great looking scene. Snowball stand is closed for the winter. Oh, it's like a snow cone. Purdue private investigators, we snoop for you. The turtle, he crawled out of the trash can. Gross, trash turtle. Don't touch him, Caesar. Yeah, I agree with Big Sister. No, he's not. Turtles are always clean. They live in water. Trash water is not clean. Let's go. Just let me stare a little longer. He's pretty. Nothing pretty about that trash turtle. Lots are on at Purdue private investigators. You knock, no answer. You knock, no answer. This is usually when an adventure game protagonist just lets themselves in. Let's see, we can go back home. That's not a good idea. Floodgate Tavern or Dime's Discount. Let's go to the tavern. We heard that might be where our brother is, right? Floodgate Tavern. Many shield workers gather here after their shifts. It's closed. Should be open later in the evening, which is to say, later in the game. Do I need to save games, by the way? Yes. Looks like I might. I don't know if there's an autosave. Glad I remembered that's a thing that you do in games. Okay, so that was the tavern. How about the discount shop? Film set. The film crew is set up along River Road. Several floodlights illuminate a gruesome murder scene. 2 men stand pensively above a corpse. Approach the set. As you near the set, a small, energetic man jumps from his chair. Attention, dumbass! Can't you see we're trying to shoot here? It is very pretty. You know, I enabled CRT mode, which normally I don't do. I'm normally not a fake CRT filter guy. But what I saw of screenshots of this one, I thought the fake CRT had such a nice atmospheric look to it that I decided to go with that. And I'm pretty happy with that choice. I think it looks really nice with the CRT mode enabled. Looks great without it though, if you love a good crisp pixel, which normally I do. What are you filming? The detective drama called None of Your Goddamn Business. Any other questions? Sounds cool. So is this like a murder scene? Keep it up and it will be. Wait a second. You from around here? Yeah? We could use some cultural expertise, you might say. We're filming a Bayou Cop drama and all these knuckleheads are from LA. An actor on the set turns toward the director. Told you, Kevin, I'm from Texas. Oh, that's right, Noah. I forgot your Harvard-educated daddy bought a boutique ranch outside Austin. That don't make you a cowboy, Hoss. Now hush up before you scare off the yokel. The director returns his attention to you with a mild look of disgust. Help us out, will you? The script needs some work. What do you say? Fine. Great. Hey, Noah, get over here so you can learn something from this stupid redneck. Now, this is important. I do hope I get a proper Screenwriters Guild credit for anything I contribute to this script. The actor smolders. He whispers under his breath, I'm a redneck. I know her. You're a redneck, a real salt of the earth kind of guy. As luck would have it, we came across an even dumpier hayseed than you, okay? Just take a knee. Anyway, we need some good slang. What do you call a villain? A bad apple, a lowlife? We call them an asshole, a bad daddy, or a crawfish devil? A crawfish devil. Crawfish devil? You nod solemnly. Wow. Now that is some spicy Louisiana stuff right there. I guarantee. Write that shit down. Crawfish devil. Damn, that's good. That's sultry. Who says that? No one says that. No one at Juilliard says it, Noah. We're down here in the muck. I've been hearing all kinds of people say it down here. It just slipped my mind. Great, that's settled. One more thing. What's a more regional way of saying to murder, to kill? To slay, to send them home with the roosters? Slather them with the oyster-flavored peanut butter. Yeah, slather them with the oyster-flavored peanut butter. Yeah, Mike, I mean, it does feel like a very heavy game, and I think I would agree here. These bits of humor work really well to lighten that mood a little bit. You maintain severe eye contact. Jesus, that's vile. That's repulsive. Just like this place. Absolutely love it. Noah, yes. Slather with oyster-flavored peanut butter. Got it? Yeah. Well, I'm satisfied. The crawfish devil slathered up another poor bastard with the oyster-flavored peanut butter. Sends a shiver down my spine. I seriously have to repeat this? This is how real people speak, Noah. It's how people talk outside Silver Lake, you understand? Real people are out here saying weird, gross shit all the time. So memorize that line, because that line... Question? It's going to win me a Golden Globe. Hey, good to see you, Nick. Thank you for the sticker. Welcome, man. Welcome to Norco. The director half remembers your presence. Pretty good at sourcing talent, aren't I? Always had an act for it. I guess I owe you one. If you ever need anything, talk to someone else on the set. Just don't bother me. I'm busy. Now get lost. Well, that was a fun little interlude. Whoa, Nick, thank you for the resub. 50 months in a row. That is amazing. Thank you, Nick, for all the support. The freight loader is being repaired in the Bature woods over the levee. I don't know what half of those words meant. So we can go to the Bature or inside. It's been on my list for a good while too. I'm glad to finally be jumping into it. I've been playing it now. Rumor has it that Ben's been playing it. You probably can't guess why Ben and I would both be playing this game at the same time. But who knows? Maybe all will be revealed soon. So many evenings spent watching traffic pass by this gas station. Little has changed. The neighboring business still sits abandoned. The surrounding streets are quiet and empty. Well, well, well. Look who's back. Oh no, it's Troy. What happened? Carnival forgot you beside the road? You even brought your little doll. Yeah, I did. That's cute. Because my mom died, I like that comeback. You're not that stupid, are you, Catherine? She's too valuable. They never let her die. If anything, she probably vacationed on a hard drive somewhere. Trolling me about my dead mom? Trolling? You're so damn sensitive. Can't say nothing around you. Your mom was excavating all along the rim of the lake. She used to pay me to help from time to time, matter of fact. She needed somebody smart, somebody vigilant, somebody like me, especially a shield snooping around. I seen some wild shit out in them swamps with Catherine. I don't believe a word of it. Ain't asking you to believe nothing. Anyhow, this ain't story time. That lady in this gas station, goddamn company that runs this dump did me dirty. They swapped me with an ATM machine for speaking truth. Ain't letting nobody through till I get an apology at the least. That sucks. Don't patronize me with your weak pity. If you really want to get through, go get me some pills your brother's selling. That might persuade me. Sweet. Fight? You're joking, right? Trying to get wrecked? All right, then, let's go. Monkey attacks Troy for 0 damage. 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. Get him. This is wild. I can't believe this is happening. Okay, 3, 2, 4, 1. 3, 2, 4, 1. Knockout. All right, well, we solved that puzzle. Perfect. Dusty bags of dog food lie on the shelf. I wasn't expecting a fight scene. A better way to celebrate than with Aquaman. It's been too long since we've had a good Aquaman sticker on the stream. Oh man, that Brave and the Bold game was pretty fun. Hey, Grayson, welcome in. Thank you for the resub. How you doing, Grayson? Grayson actually holds the world record speed run for Norco, clocking in at a quick 70 minutes. Ooh, fuses. I need one of these. You grab a fuse. I detect that you have merchandise in your possession. You must remove any unpurchased items from your backpack and scan them in order to exit the store. Oh man, this is just like going to Sheets and using the self-checkout there. Scan the fuse. Thank you for your purchase. Protein bars, bubblegum, breath mints, taffy, etc. I love all those things. I wonder if this place ever started checking IDs. During high school, friends in the city would drive all this way just to get booze. Immaculately stopped cigarettes. Immaculate. Good evening. How may I help you? You know Troy, that guy outside? Uh-oh. Declined to respond to your inquiry. So why'd Troy get fired? American Discount Southeast Incorporated prides itself on its outstanding mentorship and jobs training program. American Discount Southeast Incorporated works to ensure that each franchise location provides opportunities for career growth. At American Discount Southeast Incorporated franchise locations, we leverage automation and machine learning technologies to enhance the lives of all employees. To apply for a position at any American Discount Southeast Incorporated franchise location, please visit American Discount SE-ADSE today. I am Discountware, a distributed cloud-based operating system for American Discount Incorporated, semantic version 16.3.3. Yeah, this is too on the nose. I thought this was supposed to be a future dystopia. Okay. How do you like this job? I proudly perform the routine maintenance operations and procedure of 227 American Discount Southeast Incorporated franchise locations across the Southeast region. A Model Company Award for Excellence in Business and Community Service. Thank you for inquiring about American Discount Southeast Incorporated. I'm good. All right, well, we have the fuses we came for. Oh, wow, what's going on here? You got a horse, got a memorial. A memorial languishes in the river mud, a 2x4 cross, plywood plaque, cairns of pulverized concrete, sprayed haphazardly onto the plywood as a remembrance. Here passed the brave freedom fighters of January XW11, whose cries of liberty echoed through the generations. Much smaller lettering, a different hand scratched "fake" across the bottom of the plaque. How does this game look so good? What a gorgeous game. A lone horse drinks from the stagnant water pooled along the riverbank. Hey Drifter, how's it going? A man sits on a pile of flotsam, but no jetsam, his head buried in his canvas jacket against the sharp air. Oh no, I cycled the sensitivity on my mouse. Game over. Hey Drifter, you want to talk? Stupid horse. Man's gaze stays fixed on the opposite bank of the river, never turning to you nor the horse. Can't stand that horse. Stupid in this world, stupid people, stupid horses. I'm a little stupid myself. Then go get you a river drink. He spits on the dirt at his feet. You know what all they dump in that water? Hell of a cocktail. He spits again, wiping a string of mucus onto his sleeve. What you out here for anyway? Ain't you heard they got a criminal on the loose? A real drifter. Yeah, Grayson, I'm glad that you feel my pain and understand what I was going through, because accidentally clicking the mouse sensitivity button is one of the worst things that can happen to a person. It's unrecoverable. Like I think my mouse has like 6 different settings, and 5 of them are intolerable to me. Like if any of the, and I think a couple of them are only like within 100 DPS or whatever of my preferred setting, but that's enough to throw me into a complete tizzy. I can't bear it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how that could, and then the question is like, why don't I just set all of the presets to the one DPI that I like? Well, then I'm not really using that feature, and why did I pay for it? I have to have different settings, right? I can't just have all of them be like 1400 or whatever. I have to vary that a little bit. But yeah, I hate all of them. I hate every setting except the one I like. Whose idea was it to make the easiest thing? I mean, yeah, like mine, this is good content right here. Mine is this little button right between my left and right mouse button, and right below my scroll wheel. So it's so easy. Like you just, like cycle through that all day. 600, 1200, I think 1400 is the one I like. Who even needs to adjust mouse sensitivity that much? Who's this for? I mean, part of me wonders if it's like for people who are, I think the setting I always imagined was like an Overwatch style setting, mostly because I just think about Overwatch 24/7 now. I'm back addicted to Overwatch. But I mean, I imagine like if you maybe switch from one character to another, maybe you go from like a sniper to more of a melee character very quickly, that you'd want to be able to change that up on the fly. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I only want this one speed. Be sharp, young one. All right. Well, this drifter seems cool. Do I have any more mind maps? No, I don't. Oh, wait, I do. Troy knows your family. He was buying pills from Blake and occasionally helping your mom with her research. He says she was conducting research in the lake. Okay, can't go anywhere else for now. I'll go back to the discount shop. Go back to Apple Street. I've been to the tavern. I've been here. There's home and there's the discount. I guess I need to go to our backyard and give Million the fuse. I'll be able to use the bike to get around town until I'm done with the truck. It concerns me that Blake still hasn't returned. He's been spending a lot of his time at Sarpy Paperbacks lately. Ah, Sarpy Paperbacks. Perhaps we should look for him there. Oh, wow. Now, I did not know this, Nick. The only product design sin worse than this is the Apple Magic Mouse with the charging port on the bottom, so you can't use your mouse when it's charging. That's wild. I don't think I've ever even used a Magic Mouse. They scare me. But now I'm even more disturbed by them. Hey, Harmonic City, welcome in. Goodness gracious, we've got raiders. Give a shout out here to Harmonic City. Harmonic City, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. Yes, I saw earlier you mentioned in the Discord that you were playing a little bit of Quest for Glory 4 this evening. How is the glory questing going? Was it a good time? First raid, fun times. Well, welcome in. I'm so glad you could be here. Anyone who might be joining us for the first time, I'm Jess, Decaf Jedi. I like to stream point-and-click adventure games, and right now we are streaming Norco, a 2022 point-and-click that right now, beyond it being set in a near-future New Orleans, I don't quite know what's going on, but there seems to be a mystery afoot, and we are very close to the beginning of making it happen. I love Quest for Glory 4. You know, I recently committed with my podcast co-host Ben that the two of us are going to play through the Quest for Glory games again. So I have Quest for Glory 4 coming up in my future, and I for one can't wait. Boy, do I love those games. All right, let's go. Oh man, look at this. Our robot's driving us around town on a cool motorcycle. This is all I ever wanted from a video game. The sky bleeds the color you knew as a child. Airline highway passes beneath your feet. Million has joined your party. Interact with party members by clicking their portraits. Can't believe I have party members. Million shouts over the wind. The bike runs much better now. You can use it to get around during your visit. Where could Blake be? He spends much of his time at Sarpy Paperbacks. How have you been? I'm always the same, Kay. Always the same. Is that bad or good? Whichever you prefer. Are you depressed? No? Love you, Mills. Thank you. How's Blake been? The year that you left, Blake became uncontrollable. His behavior troubled Catherine deeply. He was beginning to remind her of your grandfather. Hey, Retro Gamer Dad, welcome in. After he was expelled from Destrain, he began running drugs into the parish. He made himself many enemies. He put those things behind him after her illness, but now that he's gone, I'm uncertain what to expect. I should have stuck around. I'm sorry for leaving. Blake took it very personally, but your mother understood. She always wanted you to experience America while you could. Did you take it personally? No. What's it been like around town? Shield has been expanding since you left. Catherine took your grandfather's boat into the lake to investigate reports of construction in the swamps along the shoreline. She assumed it to be unpermitted Shield activity. She was unable to find any evidence of it. However, it was clear that she found something during that investigation. What was it? I don't know. Perhaps you do. I haven't spoken to her in years. How would I know? Has Blake not mentioned anything? No. Something drew her to the lake in the months before her death. Okay, so I have new stuff in my mind map. Reports of construction. Reports of construction in the lake. She found no evidence of it nor who might be behind it. Nice investigation, Mom. Your mom was conducting research in the lake. Unpermitted shield construction in the lake. While there, she saw something, but what? Your mom was conducting research. Something in the lake. Something in the water. Your mom saw something in the lake. All right, well, we cleared that up. Okay. Times discount. Home. Floodgate Tavern. Sarpy Books. Go Sarpy Books. Possibly a swamp thing. Could have been dealing with a swamp thing or even a giant-sized man thing. Oh, can I pet that dog? Stocky pit bull with piercing green eyes watches the horizon with a neutral demeanor. Can I pet that dog? As she reaches down to pet the dog, she shows her teeth and growls softly. This is the Louisiana Bayou. Yeah, we are definitely in future Nolans. The Big Easy, as I like to call it. Two teens nod and gesture excitedly while bouncing between topics. Sounds like teens, all right. Where this dog came from? This is BMX and baseball cap. You know, I'm something of a BMX legend myself.
You know him as a BMX legend.
That's like kids called me when I was a child. When I was a kid, everyone just called me BMX because I was never seen without my BMX bike. I was constantly jumping it over piles of dirt or doing sick wheelies on it and stuff like that. So, yeah, absolutely. You know that I'm a classic BMX kid. Also, I mean, I guess we're in New Orleans, so I can push this button.
Hey, Daddy.
If we get out on Lake Pontchartrain, I guess I can press this one.
Glass bottom boat.
Okay, I won't press any more buttons for a minute.
More talk, less gameplay. It's Decaf Jedi. Decaf Jedi.
Okay, that was the last
Hey, bro.
button.
Nice horse.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, now, no more buttons. The buttons are off. I'm not going to touch a single additional button unless I really have a good one that's appropriate to the moment we're in.
Also, I'm pregnant.
Okay, playing all the hits tonight. Okay. Where this dog came from? Not sure. She's been sitting here a while. You seen her eyes? Them eyes are something, bro. Hey, driver. You think this is a mini driver or a baby driver? Or an Adam driver? It's hard to say. A young man leans against his station wagon while scrolling idly on his phone, his silhouette darkened by the fluorescent glare of the payday lender's sign. Sarpe Books. Hey, driver. Starting this rideshare thing a few weeks ago. Hate it. Why? Pays like shit. Spending hours a day making small talk is melting my brain. Nearly broke an axle driving over a pothole in Holly Grove. You know how sometimes you'll get an Uber and it has the no conversation button? There's never been a feature that I more wanted to take advantage of than no conversation Uber rides, but that I feel so guilty and so like a monster that I would never use it. Like every time I look at that, I'm like, I'm going to press it this time. And then I'm just like, I can't. I don't want that driver to know that before I even met them, I decided they weren't worthy of a chance to say, hey, how's your day going? How long are you in town or whatever? It seems so mean. As much as I would like to never have to speak to another human being, I just can't do it. This is my grandpa's car. If I trash it, he'll kill me. Drove anyone interesting? There's all types around here. Some guy drove out to the middle of the swamp, 2 a.m, and asked me to wait. He got out, took off his clothes, jumped in the bayou. Came up a minute later with a bag, toweled off, got back in. Found that to be pretty strange. And a while back, I drove some lady out to the medical district. She was an odd one. Seemed kind of sick, asked all kinds of questions. Never pick up random signals on the radio. Weird shit like that. There's just all types. That sounds like my mom, bro. Your mom used to come here to dig through the stacks. Among the heaps of used romance novels and westerns, she always managed to find some occult artifact. The owner is also the landlord. You imagine it's the only way he manages to keep a place like this running. Over the years, they've experimented with other revenue-generating schemes. Yeah, the writing of this is very good, Nick. I agree 100%. It is just, and it's a game that has to have good writing, right? Because it is relying so much on the writing to carry it. I mean, it's beautiful, obviously. The music's great, everything else. But if the writing wasn't here on this one, it wouldn't work. You know, I'm not sure who wrote this one. Yeah, lots of good world building. For a while, you could get your phone repaired here. Then they tried selling vape cartridges, then kratom. Is that how you pronounce that? Kratom? Kratom? I don't know. I've only seen the very bright neon signs advertising it. Then anime wall scrolls, LSU yard ornaments. You remember seeing online they were trying to provide acupuncture. In the end, the schemes always fell and only the paperbacks remain. I love it. It's so good. You wonder how anyone can read in this dim and cluttered bookshop. As your eyes adjust, you see Blake's childhood friend Erica behind the counter, waiting to greet you. Hey? And Million, when did you get back in town? I've been in Norco for quite some time. Perhaps you're misremembering, Erica. Weird, I guess so. Does Million have a mystery? $1 million mystery? You're looking rugged these days, old friend. That's not nice to say. That's an intense scar above your eye. Yes, I chose to have that earlier. I'm a badass. Oh, she laughed. You know what? I agree. Cat in the bookshop. Yes, a bookshop cat. I mean, people talk about bodega cats all the time, but give me a bookshop cat. Bookstore cats are where it's at. Word on the street as you clean Troy's clock. I did. Glad he finally got a little taste of what he deserves. Too bad he got fired. I'm going to be sympathetic. He's just so rude, hot, misunderstood, rude. Precisely. Enough about him. Let's keep up with your travels online. I haven't seen you post in a while. I tossed my phone in the Rio Grande. That is true. We did do that earlier. I respect that. Seems more and more common these days. I just got a new phone. I'm very excited. It does have the feeling of like most phone upgrades in that I can't really tell that it's better than my old phone. Only it just holds charge much longer. But that's all I wanted. I just wanted a phone that would stay charged a little bit longer. Is that too much to ask? Helps the connection has been so erratic. Been hearing of people chopping down cell towers, tearing fiber cables out of the ground, trying to rip the internet apart. I mean, yes. Yes. Back because of your mom? Yeah. I'll miss the hell out of that woman. I like what they're doing here, making our mom seem like someone who has touched a lot of lives in this community. I like this character building around our mom. Same. You and your brother have been living in my heart since I heard the news. I know you weren't always on best terms with your mom, but she loved and admired you. She talked about you constantly. I think you used to make Blake upset. You felt like you were the favorite. He was right. Catherine didn't always say you reminded her of herself, but it didn't always sound like a compliment. I like this choice to have the kind of squawky talking sound. I mean, if you can't fully voice your game, or maybe you chose not to fully voice your game, that may have been completely a stylistic choice rather than a matter of budget. I think that's again charming and fits with the general vibe of the rest of the game. You seen Blake lately? I saw him just yesterday. He hasn't been around the house? He has not. Thanks, Million. He said he was heading to Floodgate Tavern when I saw him. May have gotten wasted. I know Gus let him sleep in a bar behind the bar a couple of times. You know you were coming, Kay? He never mentioned it. Figured he'd try to avoid me. He can be like that sometimes. I had to be delicate with him lately. Wow, the main designer and sole writing credit is a pseudonym, Yutz. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, it definitely has Papers, Please vibes with the sound effects, doesn't it? Yeah, I agree completely. That was the game I was thinking of too. That sort of mechanical Charlie Brown adult voice. If I ask how he's doing, he goes quiet. If I offer help, he doesn't return my texts. It's a front. He wants texts. Sure, but I can only try so hard. If I hear from him, I'll tell him to find you. It's a great looking scene. Scan the tiles on the shelf. Don't be a vampire. Slim self-published paperback from the shelf and flip to a random page. Another dark and lonely night spent in this cavern of despair, hidden from the daylight. Blackout curtains are all that defer my eternal death. Thought being a vampire would be sexy, but it's not. It's awful for your skin. I look pathetic. Blood tastes like bong water. Didn't think it'd be like this. Good Hope Cemetery easement. A carbon copy of a document offered by the St. Charles Parish Planning Committee. The document outlines the parish's intentions to secure a roadway through a 90-meter stretch of the Shield industrial complex. This easement would allow the descendants of those entombed to visit the Good Hope Cemetery. The gravesites are currently surrounded on all sides by the refinery. Interesting. That feels like a potential clue. Hey, Crouton. Oh my God, Crouton's a good name for a cat. Oh my goodness. I'm out behind the dumpster licking cardboard. Oh, that's so good. Baby dude, don't try to pay me as a devil. I've got scars all over my hands from this damn cat. That's my kind of cat. Oh wow, Crouton usually bats strangers. He must like you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems to be getting a little excited. Hey, 6-7, thank you so much for the resub. 24 months, that's amazing. Big anniversaries today. Okay, I don't think I can possibly do this again. Just save. I'd hate to lose 30 minutes of gaming to this cat. 2, 3, 1, wait, 2, 4, 1, 3. Never seen a cat purr this hard. Maybe you two should slow down. Never. Am I following authentic police procedure? No, not so far. 5, 3. Oh no, he's vibrating. No, really, stop touching the cat. Crouton looks like he's fixing to explode. Okay. 6, 2. Oh no. Okay, we've gone back to vibrating. Let's save there. I'm determined to see what comes next. Vibrating Crouton should be a resub gif or an animated emote. That's a really good point. Nope. Okay. Where's load? Save load. Load. Okay. I need to know what happens next. Okay, I'm not doing great with this last one. Apparently we've reached the limits of what my human brain can do. It's terrible. I should be able to memorize this. What the fuck just happened to the cat? Okay, goddamn! I told you stop fucking with the cat. What the hell just happened? I love you. I know you're going through a hard time. I'm a little pissy you kept messing with the cat. Let's give you some space, okay? Should we let that stand? I need to... You grab the phone case from the counter. Oh man, I actually need to do that for a puzzle. That was satisfying. I like that in the world of this game, like, the idea that the cat just blasted off isn't really commented on beyond just to acknowledge that it happened. Your brother was headed to the Floodgate Tavern. Your brother, dismiss. No, I would not have predicted that. That's what I liked about it. Okay, outside. I do hope Eric is correct and that Blake's absence is due to nothing more than another drunken night. Million, have you killed Blake? My intuition leads me with the sense that something is wrong. Do you feel it too, Kay? Does something feel strange to you? Did you see a cat blast off into space? Catherine? What? That's our mom's name. Several weeks ago. Oh. Well. Greater New Orleans Neural Versioning Clinic. What brings you here tonight? Asked the clinician. I want a record for my children. I don't want to leave my kids alone. They may still need me. I understand. You're referred by Mr. Richard? Duck, that's what everyone calls him. Yes, Duck. We followed his branch with some interest. I think that Crouton ascended to a higher plane. What is it that they go to in the musical Cats? Like the toppermost layer or something like that? To the toppermost of the poppermost? They ascend somewhere, right? Right after they sing Memory? Ask Andrew Lloyd Webber. Is Andrew Lloyd Webber in the chat tonight? If so, please, Sir Webber, or Lloyd Webber, I'm not sure how that name works exactly. Tell us where the Jellicle cats ascend to. I gather we'll be discussing this in detail as things progress. Let's begin with a simple exercise. I'd like to talk about your earliest memory. It's of pine trees, yes? That's right. So we're getting a neural imprint of ourselves as Catherine, Kay's mom. Tell me about them. They grew from the concrete and cracked the driveway. The concrete broke into pieces. It made your father upset. He'd see them and frown. At the house my family and I used to live in, we had some large trees that were there when we moved in that had totally just destroyed our sidewalk outside. And we lived directly across the street from an elementary school, which meant that kids had to walk home in front of our house every day. And because, I mean, there were literally like cracks that were like this far apart, and we just watched kids trip and fall. And that's fun for the first few months, but after a while you start to feel bad for them. And I started calling the city and said, it's like, can you guys come and repair this sidewalk? It's a horrible safety hazard. We're right across the street from a school. Eventually some sort of kid is going to trip and really hurt themselves. They're going to break an arm. They're going to lose a tooth. Who's to say what could happen here? And the city explained to me that the sidewalks in front of my house were in fact not their responsibility, but rather my own. Apparently, as they referred to it, those sidewalks are your property and therefore your responsibility to repair. At which point I asked the person I was speaking with at City Hall, if that's the case, can I just jackhammer them up and plant grass and not have a sidewalk in front of my house if it belongs to me? At that point, they got very adamant that while the sidewalk does belong to me, I don't have the option to simply destroy it. They did not like that proposition at all. I was like, let's plant grass there. It's no big deal. It'll be way cheaper than pouring new concrete. So yeah, it's amazing. Home ownership is great. You learn so many things. He'd see them and frown, but he'd remain silent. He'd sit quietly in the truck, dissatisfied. I wouldn't say a word. Speaking of those moments made you a fool in his mind. Your father's house was safe. I wish I could have stayed, but he wouldn't have it. That's why you married Blue. He has to have somewhere to go. We bought our little place on Good Hope Street. The whole thing was a mistake. I also can relate to that. I told him I didn't love him. It was in my father's voice. I told him I never loved any man. Was it true? No. That was a difficult night for you. It didn't feel real. Where was Blue? He sat at the window all night. East-facing window? Yes. When you stood over him to apologize, you saw the flare stack of the refinery in his eyes. Wow, look at that. I never apologized. Oh, what's this? Go delete that memory. I wasn't after that in the time before he died. We circled each other in wide orbits. I'd hide at the center of the house nursing Kay and only leave when I heard him step out. I'd sleep on the couch or next to her crib. He'd sing her old Cajun lullabies, pet her head, whisper to her about his life. And then there was the explosion. When the cat cracker blew up. They said he fell. When the cat cracker blew, they say he fell 5 stories. I don't know what a cat cracker is. I know what a cat rocket is because I sent one to low orbit to identify his body on Thursday night. Remember the tempo of the streetlights, the police scattered across the East Bank. I carried Kay in a blanket. She never cried. I think I want all these memories. Tell me about this man. I would see him from time to time around Norco. This is me years back. Isn't that the ditch guy? Blake saw someone passing by the house. I think it was him. Why? I just do. The robot is no longer there to deter him. Million? Yes. Could be it. What was your first encounter with Million? Let me think. She came to me in the parking lot. Kay was about 12 years old at the time. She knew Blue from his days at the aluminum refinery. He stared for a long time at her constellation of eyes. They swirled in a kind of desperation. I took her home knowing it was another mistake. You were reckless in those days. I welcomed any trouble I could find. I don't want to know about that guy. I do want to remember Million. That guy creeps me out. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm assuming none of this will impact me later. It didn't say your choices matter like it would in a Telltale game, so I'm assuming they don't. Yeah, legally you have to warn me or otherwise it's entrapment. What's the significance of this image to you? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. The sphere followed me in the lake. It's probably a will-o'-the-wisp. When? Recently, a few weeks ago. This is where Mr. Richards' branch factors into your biography. Duck's version escaped. A hard fork, an extremely rare instance. And grew into some kind of monster. What is happening? Began speaking to me through the radio. It told me to install an app. Oh no. Oh no, you got scammed into installing an app. I think it has something to do with the thing, the sphere, whatever it is. As long as it pays, I don't care. I can use the money. I see. This is the last control point that you submitted. Would you like to include any additional thoughts or memories? Anything not included in the intake? No, that should be enough. I now begin disconnecting the sensors. A slight feeling of nausea and disorientation is normal and no cause for alarm. I thank you for your patience, Miss Madére. Oh, wow. No idea what Super Duck wants from me. Better check my phone. This here I need to go to the Curious Duck. Okay, meet contact at Curious Duck. Order ride, no service, case picker. They ask about your vehicle's extended warranty. Okay. Ma'am, I'm very wavy. Ma'am, are you okay? My eyes are just playing tricks on me, I guess. Vertigo and visual distortion are common side effects of a versioning session. Should I contact your on-call physician? No, it's fine. Very well, last name? It's Madére. First name, Catherine. One moment. Your head drive is fully synced. You've chosen a silver tier. Your product does not come pre-installed with adware blocking services. It's provided as is, without warranty. You're eligible for a free sync at any time before the new year. Some real San Junipero action here. Thank you for choosing the Greater New Orleans Neural Versioning Clinic for your cognitive versioning needs. Oh, wow. This is interesting. Let's see. We get a save going here now that we are in Catherine mode. All right. We've done it. And, that's probably a good place for me to call it quits tonight. I think I will pause here. Now, this might sound a little kooky, and I'm not going to commit myself to it 100%. But part of me's thinking I might come back and play a little bit more of this tomorrow morning. I might pop on sometime maybe around 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll see. Maybe play a little bit more. If not, I'll be back to it later this week. But I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. I'm really enjoying this one. I still have no idea what I've gotten into, but I'm really curious to see where it goes next. Be sure to tune in for Retro Adventure Wednesday. I'm not quite sure what I'm playing there. I think I may play the first Kyrandia game. That's what I'm kind of leaning toward on Wednesday. But that could easily change within the next 48 hours or so. So thank you all so much for hanging out. Thanks for being part of the chat. Thanks for making this a fun first time playing this one. For everyone watching on YouTube later, thank you as well. Be sure to like and subscribe and all that sort of good stuff. But for now, let's see if we can find someone to raid in on. I bet there's all kinds of exciting things going on out there. We just have to hone in on the perfect one. Let's raid over and say hey to Hippopolito Picardo, who is playing John Saul's Blackstone Chronicles, a game whose title is familiar, but honestly, I know nothing about. So let's see what that stream's all about. And yeah, thank y'all again. I'll get that raid going and we'll send it over there. Hey, Guada Gamer PhD, I am really enjoying it. Yeah, I hope to be back on tomorrow morning if I can. Hope to see you there if you can make it. If not, it'll all be archived on YouTube. You can always check it out later there. But for now, I'll get that raid going. Everybody take care and have a good evening.